Hey everybody, welcome to your first video for Nuance. So by this point you should have watched this video right here with this young man, if it would click, where he explains what nuance is. Now he focuses in on nuance from a speaking standpoint, which is actually super helpful when understanding it in writing. The big difference with writing is that sometimes nuance shows itself as synonyms, so words that kind of make things a little bit more specific and add a little bit more understanding and imagery to whatever it is you are talking about. So for this, you should look at the instructions first. So it says drag and drop the words in the blue boxes and rank them from strong or weak. So you'll notice that there are two sets. In the pink, light pink box, tell me the distinction between the two words. So you need to focus in on, this is what I'm going to show you how to do. How do you use the word, or how do you see this word used, and what does this word mean in comparison to the other? So right here, this part, what does this word mean in comparison to the other? This is where the nuance really comes in, because this is where you're going to have to pay attention to, why would I use this word instead of this word? And then you can start to see why figurative language is so specific with the wording that it uses. Okay, so write a complete sentences and make sure to fully answer your question. So now that we've done that, we can look at our first one. So I have, for my strong word, I have sprint. And then for my weak word, I have run. Okay, so what I need to think about here is, when do I see the word sprint besides the phone company? Okay, so if y'all have Sprint, your phone provider's trash. Just putting it out there. So here we go. Sprint all right, so I typed it in before I read it. So when you use the word sprint, you're trying to show the reader that there's a sudden burst of speed. You know, think track star, you know, shooting off, or just very fast running. So not a lot of people can sustain a sprint for a long period of time, but some people can. So it's mostly just that sudden burst of speed versus running. I don't even know how to describe it. Running is just used to show running. I mean, it could be fast or slow. Some people aren't very fast runners. But, you know, we know run is slightly faster than a jog. That's the only thing we got going for us. But even then, some people's running is slower. We just know that running is like a full body motion. So when I was looking at, when you look at it and you want to be like, okay, when would I use this word instead of this word? It would make more sense to say, oh, here we go. I was watching It this weekend. So the clown jumps out of the TV, right? And he's that large clown in the garage. The kids sprinted away from the clown. That gives you that imagery in your head of these kids all of a sudden dropping everything and just going full speed, no looking back, right? Versus if they just ran away from the clown, I don't know how fast they were. It doesn't give me that sense of drama or that sense of immediacy that comes with sprinting. So you would use the word sprint to show an immediate response. So that's what we're going to use. Using the word sprint shows an immediate response. And I'm going to put maybe even some panic. So we know that if we're using the word sprint, that there might be a sense of panic. All right, so I'm going to make that done. And that is your first example. We could look at shuffled versus walk, but my hope is that you can kind of understand the difference here. We know what shuffled means, and we know what walk means, and we know the connotation that comes with shuffled versus walking. And you could probably, in your head, just seeing the word shuffle, you can imagine someone shuffling. versus someone walking, and you can see the difference. So I'm going to leave that one blank for you because I think this video does enough for what you guys need to do.